creating windows, elevation windows. Alright, let's pick the polyline tool. Okay, while we are on the roof, it's always good to create layers for the elevated object. So all the layers for the elevated object should be a leaf that, a leaf roof, a leaf door, a leaf that. But for this tutorial, I'm going to leave it on one layer. So pick a polyline, specify a start point, and give it 1,200. By the time you press the enter key, you come down, repeat the same. 1,200. Move your cursor this way, press 1,200, and then connect it back here by pressing the C key, and you have it. So then pick the line tool. Demarcated windows are usually demarcated like this, and then okay, to make things right, now let's leave it on window. Let's give it a window layer. Okay, so once you do this, just make an offset of 50. Make an offset of 50 and offset this like this. So now you will have to create a sunny effect, a glass effect, by picking a line tool, and then your line is not going diagonal, so turn off your auto by pressing the F8 so that it will allow you create this effect. You can right click and choose copy to enable you copy this line like so. You can reposition this line by moving it like this to the center, and then moving it, copying it rather, to the next portion like so. So this is how you can create windows in AutoCAD. So let's see how we can make block, because these windows are supposed to be block objects. So select this window and click on the block object, and then give it a name. This leaf win 1. So that's going to be a leaf win 1,200. Alright, like so. So let's reposition this now and insert it. So pick this and bring it close to the portion you intend to insert it. You are going to insert the window here. Let's look at the plan. Alright, window is here. So we will track down, pick a line tool. So from your floor plan, to be very precise, click at the end of the window, and then enable your auto now, because you need to bring it down. Enable your auto, you're bringing that line down to this point. So this is where the window begins. So now offset the Windows baseline by using the offset tool, and then entering the dimension, the distance. The distance is supposed to be 900, but because of the slab, this is going to be 1050. So put 1050 here, and then you have your window position right here. So you can select the window now as a block object, and then move it from this angle. Click and then move it from this angle to drop in that position. So this is the right place for the window based on your floor plan. So you can now do away with all of this. And come this way and still track this one down. Track this window down like so, down here, and then copy this. Use the copy selection, copy this, move it this way. Your auto is on, so it's enabling the horizontal movement. You won't have problem with that. Copy and drop here. So you can now erase that line, and you have your window in place. So this is how you can create windows and fix them on your elevation plan. So let's look at how we can reveal the slab level. We'll do that by offsetting 150 from the surface upward, and then you have the slab level reveal. But it's good that we trim some portions off. You can leave this line, but it's also good to trim it off. Just allow your slab to be visible where naturally it's supposed to be visible. approaching this building, you won't see the slab level because it's going to be painted, and you will definitely see the corridor here and at the slab level. So that's how you can do that. So let's see how we can style the entrance of this building. We are going to introduce an arc here such that we will have a great effect. So introducing an arc like this, just pick the poly no the fillet tool, and uh, knowing pretty well that the last action of fillet was 0 degree, which is good to go in this exercise. In this particular exercise we're about to do now, just select this and then select the next line. Then it gives you a curve which goes above whatever, but you have to manage this. Just select it and drop it down, bring it down, move it down a little bit, move it down a little bit like so, and then you can click. Then you have this curve effect. So usually this curve effect can blend with the wall here, so you can pick the trim tool and then trim off this portion, such that from the approach of this building you're going to see something like this. The building is going to look like this. Although if you think the curve is too much for you, you can manage the curve by selecting it and then reducing the curve by holding on the angle up here. You can reduce the curve. No, you can hold on the knob, not the angle, just the knob here, the rectangular, the square rather, knob here. Close and just click it and then adjust the curve to your choice, and then move it up. Or if you want it to be moved to a precise dimension, yes, then you have to offset that dimension from the roof. Let's say you want it shift by 250, then you will offset that how is it called, the fascia board by 250, and then you move this precisely to sit on that fascia board. Then you will delete this fascia board line you just offset it. So, but now this is to scale, so it's the good thing you want. So let's now extend this line to connect with that. So this is how you can create such things, modify them, play around with them. Creating side elevations. Mouse over to your floor plan, just copy it out. It's very one that has the roof lines on it. Copy it out this way, and now that you already have a front elevation, you can make use of some of its components. So copy the surface, just copy the surface like this way, and you can also copy the roof. No, you don't need to copy the roof. Let's start from scratch. Okay, make the offset of 3150, that's 3 meter plus the slab. Make the offset and offset 300 for the fascia board. You can offset to 700 for the roof height. Okay, so now let's rotate this building. We have to rotate this building by 90 degrees because we want to do the right side elevation. I'm just going to do the right side elevation. I'm just showing you the technique, and then you do the rest. That's going to be your homework. So pick this, rotate, select a base point, and just rotate it by 90 degrees. So once you rotate this, it has rotated clockwise by 90 degrees, then move it to the center position. Alright, so now you will begin to use the same technique we use in creating the front elevation. Pick the line tool and then get the external walls, like this, straight down to the surface. Create external walls like this, straight down to the surface. Okay, then we will offset 600 for the eaves, It's the same techniques we use in the front elevation. So once we do this, we can then trim off some areas. We'll trim off this, we don't need them, including this portion of the block. We'll trim all of this. So now we need the center point. The center point here, we'll pick a line tool and just get it straight from this point down to our roof level as well. So right here, as we are, we can pick a line tool, click that point, and then connect it with this very point here. You repeat the same, repeat line, and connect it to the next point here. So now you have your elevation, side elevation coming out. So let's continue with the trims. We can trim these portions off like this, trim them off like this. Okay, so stubborn ones here, we can just select them and delete. Alright, so let's be on the right layer by selecting this roof and getting the roof there. This too has to be the wall layer, so let's select this and let's be on the wall. Okay, a leaf wall. Alright, so now that we have achieved this, we will use the same technique to offset the 75 for the ridge cap. It can be 150 depending on how large you want your ridge cap to be. But for us on this exercise, we want to keep things low. Okay, so we have just achieved that, and this is how you can create your side elevation. The roofing pattern is the same way like the front elevation. You can hit the roof and then edit. Just choose the pattern of your choice, give it a scale, and then select add point, and then you right click and preview. Once you're satisfied with that, just right click again, and then it's accepted. There are no windows here, there is no door here, so this is how blank the wall is. Let's see. Oh, sorry, there is a window. We have to track that down. Just come here, pick this, track it down to this portion, or rather you can copy this window here. Just come and copy this window here. That's why we're using computer. Copy this window here straight to this place where you have tracked down, and that's all. It solves the problem. It's the same window size, so there should be no fear. This is 1200 and that window is 1200, so that takes care of the whole lot of issues here. So this is your right side elevation. So please take home this homework. You're going to create the left hand side, the back side of the elevations using the same technique.